It's great to have you all here this afternoon. As Jane said, it's our first Investor Day, very important, but you'll get to hear today from the people that make it happen. So it's the leadership team at XPON. And since my journey, which is now 3.5 years ago, I couldn't be more impressed with the management, ably led by Matt Forman, on how they've performed over the last 3 years. Every target we put up to them, they've been able to meet or better. And the momentum that they've built in this business is quite incredible. So, you've probably seen, and you'll see again today, some of the economic metrics in this business. They're very impressive. There's a lot of momentum for growth in the future. And as Jane said, very confident the management, and I always put pressure on them when I ask them things like, cash flow break even, when's that going to happen? Be very serious about that. Don't make up stories. Are you going to make it in full year 24? And they were very, very confident that that will happen based on how the business is going right now, and that momentum is pushing forward quite nicely. I'd also like to introduce Jodie. Jodie, if you want to quickly stand up. Jodie Leonard, who's just recently been appointed to the board. We're very happy to have Jodie aboard with us. Great pedigree and background, a lot in the MarTech area, and also a career ASX director. At the moment, has had some great jobs in the past. I think she'll add a lot to the company in the future. But enjoy today. We get an opportunity at morning or afternoon break, I should say, to come around and have a chat to us. We're open for any questions. We'd like to get to know you all, so please feel free to come up and tap us on the shoulder to have a chat. But I'm really keen to see what's going on today too, because there's nothing better than to see case studies. And I believe we also have OFX doing a case study today, which would be really interesting to see. And also to hear from our CEO and MD, Matt Forman. Without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Matt to start the proceedings today. Thanks, everybody.
I'm very excited about today. As I said, this is our first Investor Day for XPON, and it's really a chance for everyone in the room to spend some really extended quality time with the executive team to get under the skin of XPON and really understand what some of those key drivers that have been giving us the tailwinds consistently delivered such strong performance quarter on quarter since we've listed. You're not going to hear a lot from me today. Most of the conversation will be from our executive team, and as Phil mentioned, this is a fantastically talented team, a team that's been very hands-on and very much responsible for the great results that we've achieved. So we're going to get a chance to meet each of these execs today. So starting off with Jennifer Killian. Jen's our Chief Marketing and Experience Officer. Jen's going to be joined on stage by a very special guest from OFX, Lane, and they're going to unpack, I guess, some of the realities, some of the challenges of modern marketing today. So I think everyone's going to get some really great value from that. You'll hear from Matt Daniels, our Chief Technology and Security Officer. Very excited about some of the innovation and things that Matt about. Simon, our Chief Commercial Officer. Simon will unpack our sales, our strategy and go-to-market motion as well. Ben Fogarty and Chris Rosick. So Ben and Chris are co-CEOs of XPON. Ben's based out in the UK and Chris is here in Australia. Similar to me, Ben couldn't make it out from the UK. And Chris couldn't make it from Brisbane either, so they'll be teleporting in just like I am today. And certainly last but not least, probably someone that everyone's very keen to hear from, our Chief Financial Officer, Leanne Wolski. So really good lineup today, and as I said, hopefully it'll give everyone a chance to really get under the skin of each of these different parts of the business. So really my role is to do a very short introduction on the business before I hand over to the team. And XPON really is about unlocking exponential growth, and that's our purpose. But our mission at XPON is around empowering marketing and customer experiences of the future. And I love this mission. The reason why I love it is it's future facing. The future never arrives, and it's something we're always striving to achieve. So if we just unpack that mission a little bit, from a marketing perspective, XPON's got a very long heritage, and the team in business have got exceptional heritage in marketing and technical marketing as well. So we're able to help our customers navigate this increasingly complex landscape and help them deliver really efficient, powerful, personalised, relevant marketing and customer experiences by harnessing the power of data. And that's really a mission that myself and the executive team and our entire team at XPON can rally around every single day. And like I said, it's something we're consistently striving from because the future's always ahead of us. Next slide, please. So just a bit of a quick overview, just of a bit of a company snapshot. As you probably all would know in the room there, we listed in December last year. We listed at 20 cents per share. I think all things being equal, we've done okay considering the current market environment. Obviously, we'd all love to see it do better. So our market cap as at the end of September was 47.1 million. We had 6.9 million cash in the bank at the end of September. We're very confident that's sufficient capital to get us through to achieve those objectives we've stated, which is cash flow break even for FY24 and also continue that strong organic growth momentum. We had an enterprise value of 40.2 million as well. So hopefully the market sees the value and the market realizes that perhaps there's some more value to be realized through the stock price in the future as well. Probably last point to just highlight on that slide is the shareholding, particularly of our board and management. So over 51% of the company is owned by the board and management. And that includes myself and the executive team here today, but also the broader management team in the business. And, most of that is locked up in 24 months escrow. Most of that is voluntary escrow as well. So there's a really strong alignment between the management and the board to ensure that we continue to unlock growth for ourselves and for all of our shareholders as well. Next slide, please. Okay, so some of the drivers, and you're going to get an opportunity very shortly to dig into each of these in a lot more detail, but just as a high-level summary, there's really four main macro drivers that have been responsible for really driving the demand and helping really us deliver that consistent growth quarter on quarter. The first is around data security and privacy, and obviously very topical here in Australia over the last few weeks with Optus and Woolworths and most recently Medibank. There's a very much a growing concern from all organisations and from consumers and from the governments around this increasing data risk, data privacy and security risk. And that concern certainly being matched by increased regulation from the government. I know the Australian government, particularly in response to the recent Optus issues, is trying to rush through new updates to the privacy legislation here in Australia as well. And that bodes very well for XPON because it enables us to work side by side with our customers to ensure that they're using the data that they have about their customers and consumers in a really privacy compliant and where appropriate, anonymised way, because the power of a lot of the data that we work with from our customers, it doesn't necessarily need personally identifiable information to realise its full potential and unlock its full value. So, those changes are certainly assisting us with some strong tailwinds. Linked closely to that is this deprecation or a phasing out of third-party cookies. Third-party cookies are the technology that internet companies and advertisers use to track what people do online. That's basically the technology vendors' response to the increased regulation around the world by phasing that out. All of the vendors, I believe, except for Google, have now phased that out. Google's pushed the date twice now. They're now saying 2024 is when they'll be phasing that out. And considering Google Chrome is just under 70% market share of the internet browser market, there's still a huge impact still to come from that change. And again, XPON's very well positioned there to assist our customers through that change. The next one there we have is XR, or extended reality, or as Mr. Zuckerberg recently retermed it, the metaverse. That really is our bet on the future through our Holoscribe platform. We believe that the digital experiences of the future are going to be predominantly immersive. It's very nascent still, and it's certainly not mainstream yet. But we feel we're very well positioned. We've got a number of really key learnings. We've delivered some fantastic experiences for our customers so far through this technology. And as this next wave of immersion flows through, we feel we're very, very well positioned to capitalise on that. And then finally there you've got personalised experiences, and that really is a fine balancing act between consumers' demands and needs to have these really relevant, rich, beautiful, personalised digital experiences that can anticipate their wants and needs and provide personalised content and information, but not at the expense of their privacy. And that's something that we work with our customers on as well, around how do we get that balancing right between driving personalisation and driving relevancy through their digital advertising and through digital content, and ensuring that we keep that privacy in check and that data secure as well. So like I said, you'll get a chance to explore those in a lot more detail shortly. Next slide, please. Okay, so let's just have a little bit of chat about the industry value chain. And, this can be quite confusing and complicated, particularly for people outside of the digital marketing industry. and I fully appreciate that. It is a complex space, and I think where XPON sits in the value chain is really as a catalyst for our customers to really help break down these silos of data and information within the organisation, and then in a really privacy compliant way, democratise that information and the power of that information throughout the entire organisation. So the way I like to look at this diagram, it's like a train map or a subway station map, and you've got four main lines. You've got data collection, data centralisation, data enrichment, and data activation. And each of those problem statements or solutions that we provide to customers are like train stops on the train lines. And just like a train station, you can get on and you can get off at any of the stops. And that really demonstrates how we go to market through our land and expand sales motion. So we meet our customers where they are. We work with them typically to solve one of those problem statements on that train map there. We demonstrate value very, very quickly, and then we're able to work side by side with our customers to then help them solve other problems throughout that entire value chain. And that's how we're consistently able to expand, and you'll see that in our revenue retention metrics as well, because we're able to consistently work with our customers and provide solutions to problems throughout the entire industry value chain. So our job at XPON really is to be that catalyst that unlocks the power of the data through all of that and really help bridge that gap between marketing, privacy, security, technology, so that data can be used not just effectively, but also in a really privacy compliant way. Next slide, please. So how XPON's structured, it's a pretty simple structure. It's evolved over time as we've continued to grow, but quite simply, there's two parts to XPON. There's our solutions and our products. Solutions part of our business really is about value-adding our products, deploying our products. We always sell our product licenses with what we call a managed service subscription. That enables us to not only implement the products effectively, but make sure the customers continue to receive value from those products and then help expand those products as well. And then the other part of the solutions business is through the partnerships we have with our vendor and our channel partners, where we can resell some of their technologies, Google being the primary one there. The other advantage of that Google relationship, besides the channel power that we get, and then Google brings us customers, is we're able to bundle our technology with Google's technology. And that's how we're able to take customers what's called a full stack solution. So a very robust, holistic solution that can unlock multiple parts of that value chain that we just looked at previously. Next slide, please. And then finally, the 5 strategic growth pillars, and we've been very consistent about this since we listed here. There's 5 there. The first one is really around strengthening our existing solutions. We've invested very heavily in our capability and into innovation, into our products. We feel we've got a very, very strong and modern capability there, and we're seeing that through the response from the market as far as the way that we're winning and expanding customers. Now we don't believe now is the right time to be entertaining strategic acquisitions. We're very focused on organic growth and cash flow break even. However, we're always keeping an ear to the ground for any opportunistic things that might pop up there. And we'll evaluate that on a case-by-case basis. There's certainly nothing in the pipeline or nothing imminent when it comes to acquisitions. But as things sort of pop up in the future, we'll evaluate them. And if they are meeting our criteria, they can strengthen our solutions, they can provide a more robust and holistic value proposition to our customers, then we'll look at it on a case-by-case basis. The second pillar there is really expanding that value creation and product adoption from existing customers. And again, the metric that demonstrates the success we're having there is our revenue retention metric, 172% at the last quarter, very, very strong benchmark metric there. And we're just consistently working with our customers to keep chipping away and unlocking value and deploying solutions at each of those train stops on the train line. The third pillar, expanding sales and marketing capacity. We've invested very heavily into that in the previous 2 quarters. I think our sales and marketing team in total was about 20 or 21 headcount at the moment. So really the job now for XPON is we've built all this capacity. We've got a great team there, and you're going to meet Jen and Simon shortly, who sort of lead the marketing and commercial part of the team. Our job is to take that capacity, make it really, really productive and fill that capacity, and then expand it again. The next pillar is expanding channel relationships, and that really is through our vendor partners. Like I mentioned, Google is an important partner, very important partner to us. They're not the only partner we have. We're working with multiple different vendors. Google's the most productive for us right now. And I think as we've built our sales and marketing capacity as well, what we are seeing is we're becoming less and less reliant on Google at a macro level for inbound leads and for channel, because we've been able to consistently demonstrate lots and lots of inbound interest into the business as well. And that speaks a testament to just how well that sales and marketing team have been executing. We'll continue to explore vendor partnerships with other vendors, and that really links into that fifth pillar, which is extending out the Wondrous platform ecosystem. And the way that we look at Wondrous, it's like middleware that sits inside the ecosystem. It helps our customers, house that data in a really privacy compliant and secure way, uses machine learning and AI to make it really smart and intelligent, and then it can activate all those insights and predictions out into the broader digital marketing ecosystem. So there are integrations and platforms like all the Google products, Facebook, LinkedIn, Shopify, HubSpot. There's lots and lots that we're integrating and building the ecosystem around there. And that also does play a potential channel role for us as well, because as we drive integrations into those platforms and with those vendors, rather than to build relationships and see how that can be expanded into channel partnerships as well. So that's all I have to share with you today. I'm not going to steal the thunder of the rest of the team. As I said, very sad I couldn't be there in person, and I'll hand back over to Jane now to take it from here. Thanks, Jane.